I'm so glad I waited till now to record the video because an author literally 10 minutes ago told me about his release in 2026, so I'm excited to include it in this video. Hey everyone, Finlay from Finlay Reads. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. We are slowly getting ready for the year-end, New Year type of videos. And in December, typically what I do is talk about what I'm looking forward to in 2026. And then in 2026 in January, I will talk about review 2025, what I read, my stats and all that kind of stuff, because I tend to wait till the year ends till I talk about what I liked in the year. There could be my all-time favorites still in the making. I don't know. We will see. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see all those great videos talking about the goals for 2026 and then review what was going on in 2025. What were my favorite books? All the stats for 2025. In this video in particular, I'm going to talk about the releases I'm really excited about for in 2026. As we are going through this video, you will see there is a little bit of a theme of continuations of series, which is related to some of my goals for 2026. So you can be excited for that video where we'll talk about those in more detail. But to give you a spoiler already, they are read what you own and finish those dang series that you started. And then also the big focus for this video is going to be like early 2026. There are a handful of books that I'm going to talk about that are planned for a bit later in the year. But I already had so many books that I'm excited about in the first quarter that I didn't want to make this like a 3-hour video. Instead, I will break it up and do another one for Q2 to talk in business language here and Q3 and Q4. Let's start with January. Well, technically, the first book that I'm going to talk about, it has currently a release date of December 31st, 2025. But let's face it, I'm not going to read it in 2025 anymore. So it is a 2026 release, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I'm talking about a new book in the Gunmetal God saga by Samuel Akhtar. The book is Death Hymns of Homora, and it's a standalone. That's what he says, at least. But I don't know. Is it a novella? A novel? I don't know what the page count is going to be. I barely know anything about this book. Zamil is keeping that one very close to his chest. To be fair, he has a lot going on with his Kickstarters right now, so I don't blame him. But it's pre-ordered. I am excited for a new Gunmetal Gods book. It is about time. It is about time. If I understand correctly, a prequel to the saga itself. So my assumption also is that you can read it without having read the Gunmetal God saga. I will let you know once I read it if that's the case. Next up in January is the then last book in the John Marrs read-along that I'm going to read. That is Dead in the Waters. Stacey and I decided to prolong our year of John Marrs till February, where we will read this book in particular. And it is a thriller. It's another one of his thrillers. I've been loving pretty much all of them so far, so I'm excited to get to that. It sounds very trippy. It's about Damon. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. It's about Damon, who has a near-death experience, and during that near-death experience his life flashes in front of his eyes, but there's one scene that he can't really pinpoint to what it belongs to that shows him a dead boy, and he's never seen this boy. So after this whole near-death situation, he's obsessed with figuring out who that boy is and why he saw that boy in his last minutes. So yeah, very trippy sounding book. Very excited for reading it. A little bit sad that the year of John Marrs then ends, but you know, there are other great read-alongs already planned for 2026, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The last book for January that I want to talk about is When I'm Born by Benjamin Aeveryn. Technically a re-release because he released book 1 a couple of months ago already, but he decided to re-release it with a new cover and then release book 2 in April, and book 3 I believe is also scheduled for 2026. I might be wrong with that. I'm not 100% sure. But if you want to hear a little bit more about why he's re-releasing the book with a new cover, check out the interview that I did with him a while ago. There he's talking a little bit about that. Obviously I've read book 1 already, so I will likely not reread it immediately on the day of the release, but as book 2 is planned for April, I will be diving back into the Echoes of Ilaria series. As you know, I love everything Benjamin Aeveryn has written so far, so very excited for this series to continue. I don't know why I'm doing these things today. I'm excited, okay? I'm excited about books. February, that book is going to be a fun one. I already know that. That is a series that also has accompanied me for many years, and that is book 11 in the Chicago Stars series by Susan Elizabeth Phillips. My goodness, say that 3 times fast. Which is one of my favorite romance series ever. If you don't know, the Chicago Stars is an imaginary football team, so it's a, sports romance, if you will. Before sports romance was a popular thing, Susan Elizabeth Phillips already wrote those. In general, she was one of my first romance authors that I've read. I liked pretty much every of her books, in particular the Chicago Stars series, and new books have been coming out with more and more breaks in between, which is totally fine, but I'm excited to see that there is another book in the series coming out in 2026. This one is a forced proximity trope with an actress that just wants a bit quiet and calm, disappearing to the ranch of former high school boyfriend, who is now the quarterback of the Chicago Stars. He doesn't want to have her near him though, so while he still lets her on the property, he keeps her far away from himself. I don't know, man. She knows what she's doing. I trust her. I don't question anything anymore when it comes to Susan Elizabeth Phillips. I'm just excited for another book by her. Moving into March, and in March, we are continuing with the Finlay Donovan series. Book 6 is coming out. Finlay Donovan Crosses the Line. I have been loving this series. Check out my review if you want to get a bit more detail about it. It's a funny mystery about a divorced mom with 2 children that lives with her nanny, and she gets into all sorts of really weird shenanigans because she gets mistaken for a serial killer instead of a crime author. I'm looking forward for a lot of fun, for a lot of ridiculous situations they have to figure their way out of, and just a great reading experience. Also in March, book 6 again. Book 6 in the Last Luminian series by S.G. Blaze, which is Maddening Marauder. My English is stopping here. There's one. This is a series where the author planned 13 books, so we have a little while to go in that series, but I pretty much binged the first 5 books in 2025. I love them. It's a YA sci-fi with a lot of fantasy elements, really cool magic system. And what I love about it, the series so far, is yes, you have like a main storyline with Lilla, who is saving the universe, but we already had a book in this series that was following one of the other characters to learn more about her and to actually get a lot of background information about the universe and, the story in general. And book 6 sounds like one of those books as well, where we're following someone else other than the female main character, which I'm very, very excited about. Also just recently announced Brandon Sanderson's Hoyt Storybook Collection, another Kickstarter that is coming to us in March 2026. So technically it's not a release date in March. The Kickstarter releases in March, so it will probably take, a year or two till we get the book. I've met Hoyt already twice in Tress and in Mistborn. So I really hope that you can read the short story collection without having read anything else in the Cosmere. Like with Tress, right? You were able to read that without ever having read anything in the Cosmere. No big spoilers as far as I could tell. I think it's going to be fun. And then lastly in March, book 4 in the Children of Time series, Children of Strife by Adrian Tchaikovsky. A series where I believe a lot of people thought that thing is a trilogy, and then he announces a book 4. Is there going to be a book 5 next year? Who knows? I just started my read of the series in November. I don't know. Take a look in the description down below, because I have a live discussion with Josh where he and I talk about Children of Time that we just read, which was a reread for me. I'm now getting ready to read book 2, Children of Ruin, finally, and it's one of those series that I hopefully will finish or at least catch up with in 2026. The next books are either later in the year or do not have a set release date yet, but I'm just really, really hoping that they're coming in 2026. Starting with a book where I'm glad that I waited for filming till today. I was actually planning on filming this video yesterday. I didn't, for various reasons. So I'm glad that I waited, because I literally just 10 minutes ago heard from the author that book 2 in his series is going to come out in July. And I'm talking about book 2 in the, I actually don't know what the series is called. Book 1 is A Journey Thrice Begun by Sean Bobby Kerr, and book 2 is coming out in July. I already know the title, but I'm not going to tell you. It's not my secret to tell. It's like, you have to wait for the author to officially announce it, but I will definitely reread book 1, because a lot of things happened in book 1. It is a chunker, it is a epic fantasy story, and I cannot wait to see how the journey continues. He didn't leave us on a cliffhanger with book 1. But he left us at a moment where we're like, now I'm curious what the decision is going to be. Again, take a look down in the description. I'm leaving the interview that I did with Sean Bobby Kerr earlier this year, so you can listen a little bit more about the story itself if you want to learn what it is all about. And then, as I said, I will reread it closer to release, and will then tell you more about book 1 and 2, of course. Next up is a book where I'm excited for the latest entry in the series, but where I haven't started this series at all. And I'm talking about the Red Rising series. Red God, book 7, which is the final book. We don't know. There are rumors that it might not be the final book, but it could be the final book. I have no idea. Like, I'm not involved in this series at all, but Stacy and I are doing a buddy read for the series in preparation of the release of book 7. So I'm actually going to start to read Red Rising. Finally, I am so excited about it in January. I'm hoping for a binge-worthy sci-fi series. So yeah, sometime 2026 is when this book is supposed to come out. There is no official release date quite yet. And then similarly to the Children of Time, like, it's a mix of Red Rising and Children of Time when it comes to releasing something. V.E. Schwab's Villainous series. I always thought it was just a duology, but supposedly there's a book 3 coming in 2026. I'm very curious. There's no specific date. I've just seen more and more rumors that there's a book 3 coming in 2026. I would love that. I loved both book 1 and 2. I ate that up. It was such a great urban fantasy series. I loved her writing style. I loved the plot a lot. I loved how she told the story and how kind of the viewpoint changed a little bit with book 2. What I find interesting is that people seem to say they either love book 1 or they love book 2. I actually loved both a lot. And then I'm really hoping we are going to get book 9 in the Green Rider series. There's zero information. Zero. The only reason why I think we might get it this year is because the author wrote it already. It's done. I mean, it needs to be edited and whatnot, obviously. But when Kristen Britton wrote book 8, it was supposed to be a lot chunkier. And then, I don't know if it was her or if the publisher or whoever then said, no, let's split it into 2 books and release the first half of what you wrote as book 8, and then the second half as book 9. So book 8 is out, right? We've read it, we've done it, we've been there. Like, let's continue. I want book 9. I'm really hoping that we are getting book 9 this year, that we don't have to wait now, arbitrary 5 years to get book 9, because it's there. It's, as far as I understand from Kristen Britton's social media and like from her Patreon and her newsletter and whatnot, it's written. So please, all fingers crossed from all of us that we're getting book 9 this year. And then the last book that I want to mention is also something that I'm not 100% sure about if this is going to happen. There are some rumors going around. There's some kind of information pointing into that direction going around. And that is book 3, the last book in the Sun Chronicles series by Kate Elliott. I haven't read that series yet, but if that would be the case, I would make that a priority series for me, because Kate Elliott is a new favorite author of mine since this year. Again, subscribe if you want to hear more about favorite books and favorite authors. I'm pretty sure Kate Elliott will show up in that video. So I would definitely make this then my priority series for 2026, if that's the case. The tagline that I've heard about it is that it is a gender-swapped Alexander the Great, which would be fantastic. Since I will have more videos talking about new releases in 2026 than in 2026, I will definitely let you know as I learn more about an actual release date, if that's the case. All right, which releases are you excited for in 2026? Let me know down in the comments. Tell me about all the books that you were excited about. Which one did you pre-order already? Huh? And then don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see all the year-end and New Year excitement type videos that are already in preparation. Hint, hint, the one that I'm most excited about, as always, is the big stats video. Oh my goodness, we are going to go crazy this year. So hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for checking out my videos. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.